Most dangerous train routes around the world. Today, humans have spread the railway network to almost all the corners of the world, and it is the only reason why people today can go to any corner of our planet quickly. But there are some rail routes that have been constructed with a stimulating effect. There are millions of train routes today throughout different parts of the world, but some of them are dangerous due to the location they are present. They run high up in the spanning mountains or go through steep passes, and these train journeys are indeed not for people who faint at heart. No doubt they can be beautiful and spectacular because of the panoramic views they offer, but the thrilling and exciting adventure is only for the adventure enthusiast. If you are looking forward to getting some experience while you are on a train journey, then you need to take a look at our 10 most dangerous train routes in the world. 10. Meeklong. The Meeklong Railway doesn't just get close to people, it runs right through the middle of a market. The Meeklong Railway is known mostly for its market, the appropriately named Meeklong Railway Market, that sprang up on the railway line. When the train approaches, the vendors along the rail lines pull up their goods and move their shop fronts back from the rails, and the train passes right through the middle of the market. Once the train has passed, the vendors lower their goods and go back to their business. The train is one of the slowest in Thailand, going only 30 kilometers per hour, and the train, maybe because it is so slow, has no signals along its line. It leads to a long beam bridge that passes through the narrow streets of the city. You would be surprised that whenever you visit this market in Thailand, you would see people sitting on the tracks by the shops and selling their products. The merchants here generally sell fruits, vegetables, and fish on the railway track. It is one of the biggest seafood markets in Thailand that is located on a railway track. 9. Landwasser Viaduct. The train journey is undoubtedly not for you if you fear heights. The railway track is located in Switzerland, and it is built on the Landwasser River. The way was built back in 1901, and the best part about this train route is that it originates from the tunnel featuring hilly areas. The track is made at a considerable height, all thanks to the 65-meter high pillar that supports the train route. The special part about the train is that it enters the tunnel after the bridge directly, and it is at least 92 meters above sea level. The journey of the track is in the middle of dense forest and river-like surroundings, which seems pretty scary when people are sitting on the train, as if they would feel you are moving in the sky. If you are a nature lover, then you must go for this train journey after snowfall during the winter. 8. Tren à las Nubes. It took 27 years to complete this railroad, which included one of the most dangerous zigzagging spirals across mountain terrain. The Tren à las Nubes in Argentina is more of an airplane ride, as it passes through clouds high up in the mountains of north-central Argentina near the Chilean border. The route is so extensive that it runs through 21 tunnels and 13 equally spectacular bridges. It is also known as a train to the clouds. The tourist train service runs in Salta Province, Argentina. The service runs along the eastern part of the Salta-Antofagasta railway line, which connects the Argentine northwest with the Chilean border, featuring an Andes mountain range of more than 4,220 meters. It is above sea level and has the 5th highest railway network globally. Originally, the railway route was built for economic and social reasons. It is now mainly in the interest of tourists, as it is a heritage railway. Cheaper tickets are available for locals so that they can use the train as a means of transport. 7. Chennai Rameshwaram Route. This is one awesome train route which runs across a huge length of track measuring 2,065 meters. The Pamban Railway Bridge, constructed in 1914, runs upon an extremely low-level cantilever sea bridge connecting South India to the island of Rameswaram, part of the state of Chennai. If you happen to look out of the train windows, all you will see is just the sea and not path or road. It is a lifetime experience if you are up to it. Pamban Bridge is one of the best railway, and it was the first sea bridge in India and, of course, the longest sea bridge in the country until the Bandra-Worli Sea Link was opened in 2010. The rail bridge is one of the most conventional bridges resting on concrete piers, but it features a double-leaf bascule section in the middle, which has been raised to allow the ships to pass. The Ramban Bridge was the only surface transport that connected the Tamil Nadu island of Rameshwaram to the mainland in 1988. The railroad company is based in India. In 1988, a road bridge was also constructed parallel to this rail bridge. The Pamban Bridge connects Highway NH49 with Rameshwaram Island. On the 2nd of October, 1988, former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi inaugurated this bridge. It took around 14 years to be completed, and it is 2.345 kilometers long. 6. Pilatus Railway. You surely need a significant liver if you want to travel on the Pilatus Railway route in Switzerland. It has a railway route where people must stay away. This route is part of the Mountain Railway, and it is one of the most significant climbs on the railway route. The train route lies at an altitude of 2,000 meters through the most dangerous slopes, and the length is around 4.7 kilometers, and the train connects Mount Pilatus and Alpanch State. The train must go through a steep climb of about 16 meters during the journey, and it is the only reason why people find the route dangerous. 32 passengers can ride at a time on this train and can also become a part of the adventurous journey. The 30-minute ride leads to an alpine peak noted for its amazing vistas. Once you finish the ride, you can stay at the Hotel Pilatus Calm and enjoy a welcome aperitif before a 4-course gourmet meal, and then spend the rest of your evening in the cozy accommodations surrounded by snow in the winter and beautiful views of the stars during the spring and summer. 5. Isominami Route. Would you ride a train that passes through an active volcano? Believe it or not, the Isominami train route passes through Japan's most active volcanic region. Regardless of how good the system authorities is, they cannot predict when an eruption could happen. The proof of such impending danger is well furnished in the lava-burnt forest bordering the track. The Minami-Aso railway crossing lies in Japan. It can be easily called the most feared and dangerous in the world. Part of the rail lines passes across the high iron bridge whose fragile structure seems totally unreliable at first sight. The bridge is rather narrow and unfenced, and one wrong move of the train driver seems to be enough for the train to break downwards. The railway bridge isn't the only danger that expects passengers. Nobody knows when the next eruption is coming. That's why there is no guarantee that a train with passengers will not appear at the foot of the volcano. If you don't think about all the dangers too hard, the landscape seen from the window will seem fantastic. Green hills covered with a dense thicket alternate with ravines and rapid rivers. 4. The Death Railway. Have you ever heard or seen the iconic war movie Bridge on the River Kwai? Well, this is the very same track of railroad that passes through the river which featured in the film. The Death Railway, as it is called, is located in Kanchanburi province in Thailand bordering Myanmar. It was this section on which hundreds of British and American POWs died during its construction under the Japanese in World War II. The track is of course very scenic and runs through lush forest cover. The Death Railway is also known as the Burma Railway, and it is the Thailand-Burma Railway, which was a 415-kilometer railway between Bampong, Thailand, and Burma. It was created by the Japanese Emperor back in 1943 to support the forces in the Burma campaign of World War II. Completed the railway route between Bangkok, Burma, and Thailand. It was then closed in 1947, but one section between Nam Tok and Nong Pladok was reopened in 1957 after 10 years. The railroad company is Thailand-based and operates on this route. During the construction, forced labor was used. At least 18,000 people moreover from Southeast Asian civilian laborers were used. 3. Outaniquah-Chu-Tijo Train. A journey on the Outaniquah-Chu-Tijo takes visitors through over bridges and through tunnels across scenic lush green farmlands for 52 kilometers from George to Mossel Bay. Sit back, relax and gaze out at the magnificent scenery as the beautiful steam train chugs along at a steady pace. The train used to run from George along the coast and end in Nisna. However, due to very bad storms and mudslides in 2006, the route had to be revised. The steam train is the last remaining continually operated steam train in Africa. A one-way journey takes 2 hours. Guests can decide if they wish to travel one way either way or do the full journey from George to Mossel Bay and then back. The train departs with 2 hours time lapse in between loading, allowing guests plenty of time to explore Mossel Bay and have some lunch at one of the many local restaurants. The railway started in 1928, and it linked the towns of George and Nisna Nestle in the Western Cape, South Africa. The 2-hour journey stops in different cities, and the scenic 67-kilometer route mainly hugs the coastline of the Garden Route before ending by crossing any bridge over the Nisna Lagoon. It was officially declared as the preserved railway in 1992 that carried around 40,000 passengers every year at a time. After 10 years, it carried more than 115,000 passengers every year, and 70% of the passengers were foreign tourists. 2. Bamboo Train, Cambodia. Located in the outskirts of town, the bamboo train, or nori, is essentially a bamboo flatbed on wheels, which is powered by a small motorcycle or tractor engine. The bamboo train is a bumpy but fun once-in-a-lifetime experience. It can speed up to 30 miles per hour on its one-gauge track. The rail line stretches all the way down to the capital of Phnom Penh, but the tracks lie in complete abandon and disrepair, meaning the bamboo ride only runs 7 kilometers in length to a nearby village and back. It's a cheap and simple mode of travel. Passengers are transported on the flatbeds by a driver who stands or sits at the back and uses a small motor to propel the carriages along. There are no brakes. The train routes of Cambodia were initially constructed by the French, but the majority of them were destroyed under Khmer Rouge regime. Locals started using the bamboo train routes, as they called them, because of using handmade carts that were propelled across different tracks for domestic use. It was hazardous, but today most of the carts have been fortified while being used as a tourist attraction. 1. Argo G Train Railroad. Extremely popular with the tourists is the Indonesian train Argo Jeed that travels back and forth between Bandung and Jakarta. The route cuts through the incredibly beautiful places. Passengers can enjoy vast tea plantations and mountain scenery during their trip, as well as observe tiny villages and rice fields. However, such a calming and relaxing scenery changes unexpectedly when the train enters the high iron Cikurudug Bridge. It is one of the highest routes that go across the Cikerton Pylon Trestle Bridge. The best part about this route is that it will send a shiver down your spine whenever you are boarding it. The most popular is the sheer magnificent drop deep down in the subtropical valley that lies below. Even though you would be rewarded with fascinating sightseeing, the bridge is unfenced, which makes it unsafe. Though engineers have made counterclaims in the past, some accidents have also occurred. The major accident took place in 2002 when the train derailed, but thankfully, not one passenger was injured. Thank you for staying up to this moment. Here is the most dangerous countries to visit.